All right. Hello, we're live.
What's up? This is Letters to the Living Dead. I'm DJ Gonzo. I'm gonna keep things running along, but this is truly more about the panel tonight. They're talking about narcissism. I hope I said that word right. And they are also talking about gaslighting. On our panel, we have the lady that runs it all, the Living Dead girl. We have Cece on tonight. We got Josh Nava. You got me and we got Stampede, and we're waiting for what? One, two more?
We're waiting for Justy, and we got Brandon Disorder, and we have somebody in the back room that just wants to be anonymous. That's just listening.
Sounds all right with me.
No,
Okay, cool.
Really in the back room. Honestly, I wasn't even talking about you.
I thought you were talking about me.
No.
We do have radar in the back somewhere tied up.
So this week we are going to be talking about narcissism and gaslighting. 2 weeks ago we did a show on domestic violence, and we touched base on physical violence. So this week we wanted to talk about narcissism and gaslighting, and I'm going to ask a question, and I'm sure absolutely nobody did any homework on it like I asked everybody to do last week. Did we? Did anybody besides me look this up this week?
When did you tell me to look it up, Mom?
Last week when we were on this and we decided we were going to talk about this subject this week, I said, hey, everybody do your homework about it this week.
I've had enough practice with family.
I didn't need to do any homework when I already lived that kind of life. I used to be that kind of person, so I don't.
I was gonna say, are you a narcissist?
I used to.
I think we all have some type of narcissism in us at some point or time for one reason or another. But I want to read the definition of narcissism. Narcissism is a self-centered personality style characterized as having an excessive interest in one's physical appearance and an excessive preoccupation with one's own needs, often as an expression of, often at the expenses of others. It is human's nature for people to be selfish, and narcissism exists on spectrums that range from normal to abnormal personality expressions.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Well, that sucks for you.
Read it again.
Why didn't you hear anything?
I don't want to be the only kid in the class that fails. No, you were breaking up the whole time.
There was a little bit of a chirp, but it sounded like someone else's.
Yeah, there was a lot of feed through somewhere. Okay, I'll read that one more time. Narcissism. Narcissism is a self-centered personality style characterized as having an excessive interest in one's physical appearance and an excessive preoccupation with one's own need, and often often at the expense of others. It is a human's nature. Holy shit! Hold on. I just clicked it. It is a human's nature for people to be selfish, and narcissism exists on spectrums and ranges from normal to abnormal personality expressions. There is a significant difference between normal, healthy levels of narcissism and people who are difficult, self-absorbent, and people having pathological mental illnesses like narcissistic personality disorder.
Did they just say there was some good narcissism or healthy narcissism?
Says everybody's narcissistic to some form or another. Yeah, there's a healthy line, and Narcissism isn't necessarily good or bad. It depends on the context and the outcome being measured. In certain social contexts, in such initiating social relationships, it's with certain outcome verbals such as feelings good about oneself. Healthy narcissism can be helpful. In other contexts, such as maintaining long-term relationships with verbal variables such as accurate self knowledge. There's a lot of feed coming from somewhere.
There's an echo.
Yep.
You're not hearing anything y'all are saying.
This isn't gonna work.
I might be muted, so.
Is it mine?
It might be you, sir.
Oh, I
Oh,
still
she's
talk.
watching that lot.
Hold
She's
on.
watching.
Yeah, it is you because you were watching it live. And now it's
Yeah,
not there. It was you.
Who was watching
It was
live?
me.
Can you hear better? Can you hear now? Is it better now?
Yeah, I changed my headsets.
Oh,
Changed my whole headset.
okay. So narcissism is not necessarily good or bad. It depends on the context and the outcome being measured. In certain social contexts, such as initiating social relationships, and with certain outcome variables such as feeling good about oneself, healthy narcissism can be helpful. In other contexts, such as maintaining long-term relationships, and other outcome variables such as accurate self-knowledge, healthy narcissism can be unhelpful. Four dimensions of narcissism as a personality variable have been deleted: leadership, authoritative, superior, arrogance, self-absorption, self-admiration, and exploitativeness and entitlement. Normal and healthy level of narcissism. Narcissism is an essential component of mature self-esteem and basic self-worth. In essence, narcissistic behaviors are a system of interpretation and personal strategies devoted to projecting one's self-esteem. It has been suggested that healthy narcissism is corrected with good psychological health. Self-esteem works as a mediator between narcissism and psychological health. Therefore, because of their evaluated self-esteem, perception of competence, and likability, high narcissists are relatively free of worry and gloom. Destruction levels of narcissism. Narcissism in and of itself is a normal personality trait. However, high levels of narcissism behavior can be damaging and self-defeating. Destructive narcissism is the constant exhibit of a few of the intense characteristics usually associated with pathological narcissistic personality disorders such as passive patterns of grandiosity, which is characterized by feeling of entitlement and superiority, arrogant and haughty behavior, and the generalized lack of empathy and concern for others. On a spectrum, destructive narcissism is more extreme than healthy narcissism, but not as extreme as pathological conditions.
So, does anybody need that translated?
Then do this thing is on mute, I think.
Yeah, no habla
He has a
español.
Oh,
No, I meant like because like the workers like so pretty much vanity. Like I was seeing if we could get this explained to like somebody that might not have grasped it. Like, what did you guys get from that?
That I'm a narcissist.
Bro, I'll be honest. I was scared to speak. I was scared to even talk. I'm like, holy shit, bro. I'm worried about this.
Let's
I don't have all
continue.
those.
Extremely high levels of narcissistic behaviors are considered pathological. The pathological conditions of narcissism is, as Feud suggested, a magnified extreme magnification of healthy narcissism. So basically, the bad narcissism is somebody took the good narcissism to the extreme.
Okay.
Hugh's idea of narcissism was described as pathological, which manifests itself as an inability to love others, a lack of empathy, emptiness, boredom, and an unremitted need to search for power while making the person unavailable to others. The clinical theorists, I cannot pronounce these names, there's two of them though, all saw pathological narcissism as a possible outcome in response to unempathic and inconsistently early childhood interaction. Boom, bitches!
Yeah.
Boom, bitches! I wasn't gonna hit this early on in the fucking stage,
That part.
but I was gonna end up leading this all back to it is gonna fucking end up to how you were fucking raised. And this little guy down here underneath me, Josh, has got the biggest shit-eating grin on his face because he knew where I was going with this. That fucking
Petty Betty.
line.
Petty Betty.
He
I
knew where I was
I
going
can dig
with
your
this
pedigree.
when I fucking read that line. So it's about how you are raised.
Look at him. Oh,
Okay,
God.
so let's continue. Response to unempathetic and inconsistent early childhood interaction. Meaning, letting your children cry it out and not responding to their cries and cues and not listening to them. Telling them to shut up and not cry because they are a boy and boys don't need to fucking cry.
Fuck that. I'll cry and shoot a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
People, we be gentle.
Hitting
That's
your
y'all.
children because they have
Nah.
feelings or because they do things that you have spent 50, 60, 30, 40 years learning how to control your impulses on, and now you know not to do these things. But now you're going to hit your children when they're 2 and 3 and 4 years old, but they don't know because they haven't had 30, 40 years. Yeah. Not responding to your children. Yes.
I've already gave y'all my view on this. I gave y'all my view on this the other day.
We'll take it again.
Go ahead.
She's never
we'll take it
assaulted a
again.
child, but correction is welcome the way I was raised. Like,
Right?
yeah. Sometimes though, you literally have to be like, look, this is how it's gonna go down. Because a lot of times it doesn't work that way. Because I know how bad I was, and sometimes I needed my ass whooped. I'm talking about like whoop. Yeah, I'm just saying.
So,
I didn't gentle parent Josh.
What? Were you a tough love kind of guy, or were you like directly to the 2x4?
See, apparently, it's right to the 2x4 because you don't remember me doing this to you, son. It's okay.
I probably blocked it out because I'm so traumatized, and that's why I'm a fucking psychopathic murderer now, and no one knows.
he's masking. He's masking.
Masking? I wear a mask,
He's
but now
masking.
it's uncomfortable.
You wear a gimp mask.
Oh,
There's a
look, I
difference.
think I got more people in here. Hey, I need help. Michael, put your phone down and come in here. I think there's somebody in my room and I can't get it to go down.
It's me. I'm swapping over to a different.
Oh, okay.
To a different. Yeah.
Disorders
you
in
got
here
more
too. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, motherfuckers. We got more people up in this bitch.
Are those Twinkies, bro? It's the
I got
same
more
person.
people up in here. I got them.
Did he clone yourself? Are you Illuminati?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I gotta get one person out of here. I'm so.
I forgot I just needed the mic, but I took care of myself. I took care of the other one. I took care of it.
Disorders in here now.
Good, myself taken care of.
Okay, everybody's in here now. Okay.
That's what's up. I feel better than not having an actual fucking camera and a fucking mic and a fucking
All right. Much better.
My hand fell asleep 5 minutes ago.
Say, okay, so it says German.
Now motherfuckers get to see my sexy face.
Karen Horney also saw the narcissistic personality as a temperament trait molded by certain kinds of early environment. Meaning like the way you're raised. Again.
Sound like somebody building a crash dummy to me.
Heritability, meaning that this can be hereditary to a degree. I'm assuming, let's read it. Hereditability. Studies using twins have shown that narcissistic traits, as measured by standardized traits, are often inherited. Narcissism was found to have a high inherited score of 64, indicated that coordinates of this trait of an identical twin was significantly influenced by the genetic compared to environmental sensations.
I'm not sure.
What is going on, bro? This is like the craziest music playing in the background.
How you did?
Thank you. I didn't know. I thought that was me
Bruh.
at first, and I was like, no.
Nah, dog. That sounds like somebody finna get murdered, bro. That's some spook house music right there. If I ever heard it.
In there with the baby right now.
I think
God,
my
my
son's
lights are
watching
about to turn off.
dinosaurs.
Hey,
Yeah,
That's Braylon's watching dinosaurs.
yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Braylon's watching Michael, turn the TV down.
Oh shit!
he
Sorry,
said,
he played
"Oh
it.
shit."
I forgot like watching some.
I now
Jack-
have a whole nother disorder from hearing that.
Facts.
You had to play that on the night that I'm the only person in the house, huh?
Right.
He just put his phone down and left it out there. Did you
I'm
see that shit?
saying, Ducky was just having a whole conversation with us. We didn't even know, bro. Who's just like, oh no.
Okay, so let's continue. The traits of the identical twin was significantly influenced by the genetics as compared to the environment. Oh yeah, I already read that part. It has also been shown that there is a continuance of spectrums of narcissistic traits ranging from normal and pathological personalities.
Does pathological mean you can't help it?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
No. Because like, if you figure a pathological liar is somebody who just constantly tells a lie. So
Because
I
they
think
can't
it's just
help it.
something's just into you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know, what you said was right.
Oh man.
Bro,
Hey,
listen to this. Did you know there was a such thing as sexual narcissism?
No. Can we get the?
Yeah,
Can I get the
listen to this.
definition, please?
Sexual
You said
narcissism has been described as an egocentric pattern of sexual behavior that involves an inflated sense of sexual ability or sexual entitlement, sometimes in the form of extramarital affairs. This can be overcompensation for low self-esteem or inability to sustain true intimacy. While this behavior pattern is believed to be more common in men than in women, it occurs as I have a panel full of men.
You're talking
Sorry,
about take your girl syndrome.
right now.
That's called take your
Sorry.
girl syndrome.
It's small dick syndrome.
While this pattern is believed to be more common in men than in women, it occurs in both males and females who compensate for feeling of sexual inadequacy, as Michael said, small dick syndrome, while becoming overly proud or obsessed with their masculinity or femininity. The controversial condition referred to as sexual addiction is believed by some experts to be sexual narcissism or sexual compulsivity rather than an addictive behavior.
So I feel entirely called out.
Oh shit!
Like,
But he's
hey,
pregnant.
hold on, wait a second. Hold on, my guy, are you in my house?
Who are you
I
talking
know.
to?
Look at the walls. Look at the walls.
We have the same. We have the same fucking wall, bro. Like the same. Hold on, bro. Like the same motherfucking wall. Like the same.
You live at home in a trailer. No, I'm playing.
Is he a?
Hey, it's a
No,
big
I
ass
froze my
double
mic.
wide.
I froze my camera. Son of a bitch.
Uh
God
oh.
damn it! I froze my camera.
Let me just say it.
The question is, are you in my house? And that's why you cut the camera off. If you're coming to kill me, it's not going to be pretty.
All right, you
believes in
guys. You ready to move on to the next one? Parental narcissism.
Oh, look.
Ooh, here we go.
Drum roll, please.
You've been waiting for this.
She been fiending. I'm a
Who's gonna
fucking
call you
tell
out?
these motherfuckers.
Why are we gonna call you out?
Parental narcissism.
Hey, can we still address the fact that I do feel completely called out for the last one? Like hold on, I do want to talk about that last one. No. Like
Yes,
joking
yes,
aside,
yes. Let's
joking
talk
aside.
about that last one. Why's your camera
No.
shut off? Who are you
I'm
murdering right now?
saying.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Don't worry, I'm bringing back my sexiness. I'm working on it.
I'm bringing sexy back.
But
Nah, hell nah.
I don't know how
But
to act.
but no, like I said, I
Look at that
used to be
motherfucker
that kind
drinking
of
milk
person.
out of a gallon on national fucking internet right now.
What the
Get a
hell
cup.
happened? Like,
Where are your manners, sir?
Okay.
And we heathens right here, bro. Right here.
Man, y'all need
Heathen.
Jesus. I'm finna get my Bible.
I'm a minister. I didn't want to hear about it. God said I could drink out of a gallon if I wanted.
Hey, this guy down here below me.
What's his name?
Below me.
That's what I heard too.
I said below me. Below me. Let's talk about how you felt called out on that last one.
What was it, like sexual narcissism?
Oh, we lost him. It's just device not connected.
He's being narcissistic. What's up, Oshi?
Hi, baby girl. We lost him, and Disorder has yet to jump on. He's got no signal.
All right. Oh, shit. He also got bright and green and shit.
I'm about to Hulk out.
I thought you were fucking Shrek for
You know what?
Shrek.
Where's all my people? Where's all my people? Everybody's gone.
Baby Disorder.
Disorder's stream's not working, so and JP's device is not connected.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Let's talk
Why do
about
you-
how you
why-
felt called out.
Why do you sound so
You got
distraught?
called out and kicked the fuck off.
There he goes.
You got called out and kicked the fuck off again.
Somebody just did like the Barry White moan into the video, or the microphone. I mean,
I want to talk how you called it national internet, like it was going to be national TV and shit, live
I
broadcast.
don't know. He went bye-bye. I don't know where he went.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We miss you already. All right, so we're just going to move on to the next one. It's parental narcissism.
That
Oh,
face.
my.
When you said it, that face.
All right.
Oh, my.
I can't. We got to pay attention and see if he pops in. Narcissistic parents can see their children as extension of themselves and encourage the children to act in ways that support the parents' emotional and self-esteem needs. Due to their vulnerability, children may be significantly affected by this behavior. To meet the parents' needs, the children may sacrifice their own wants and feelings. A child subjected to this type of parenting may struggle in adulthood with their intimate relationships. In extreme situation, this parenting style can result in a strained relationship with the children, coupled with feelings of resentment and, in some cases, self-destructive tendencies. Dun, dun, dun.
I
And
do
in some
everything.
cases, hi,
We both do that.
what do you mean?
I don't do anything for him. We do from ourselves to make his life great.
No,
Did I hear that wrong?
That is not what that meant.
no.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Are
I
you
will
talking
back
about
on.
people? Are you guys talking about people who live vicariously through their children? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like people who, like, say a parent had a goal when they were growing up and they didn't achieve that goal, and then like they try to push their children or
Yes, that's a way.
conform their
Yeah,
children to be that. Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely yes. That could be part. um,
Oh my.
what?
That.
Children of narcissists. Narcissism tends to play out integrally with the narcissistic parent, producing either narcissistic or codependent children in turn. While a confinement parent or a good enough parent can allow a child his or her autonomous development, the narcissistic parent may instead use the child to promote his or her own image. A parent concerned with self-enhancement or with being mirrored and admired by their children may leave the child feeling like a puppet to the parent's emotional intellectual demands. Children of a narcissistic parent may not be supportive of others in the home. Observing the behavior of the parent, the children learn the manipulation and guilt are effective strategies of getting what he or she wants. Hold on, we got somebody joining in.
There's so much stuff I could say about this, but like out of respect, I shouldn't. Wow.
Mine was the opposite. He told me I'd fail. Ooh.
What?
Mine was the opposite. He'd tell me I'd fail.
Oh yeah.
Did he live through me? Yes, he did.
The child may also develop false self and use aggression and intimidation to get their way. Wow, what a shock, you guys. Wow, what a shock. Everybody says I am such a fucking raging bitch and nobody wants to fucking talk to me or be like, everybody's like, oh my God, she's such a bitch. Like, oh my God, I wonder
you having
why.
like an epiphany evening tonight? I feel like you are.
Maybe. I wonder if one of those two viewers is my parents. Maybe they'll get something out of this fucking show.
God love you.
Well, we only.
Instead, they may invest in the opposite of the behavior of if they have observed them among friends and other families. And let me just point out, I was doing this show before everything happened between me and my parents. So this show isn't to call my parents out either.
It just happened.
It just happened to be lining out. So, like, if the shoe fits, I mean, lace that shit up and fucking walk the fucking path. When When the child of a narcissistic parent experiences safe, real love or sees an example played out in other families, they may identify and act on a difference between their life and that of a child in a healthy family. I remember foster care. Dude, I remember growing up and I literally remember that acting out. Like I learned to manipulate the house at home. And I learned that if I used to act up, that I used to get sent away. I used to get to go stay at my grandma's house and get to have fun. Or I got sent to foster care, dude. That was the best fucking time of my life being in foster care, dude. I got to travel the fucking country, dude. Like, love my foster parents, dude. That was fucking awesome. So, like, from a young age, I learned, like, act the fuck up and you got sent the fuck away. I got a lot of abandonment issues from it, but dude, I stopped being molested and beat, and I stopped fucking having a lot of shit go on. So like I learned to fucking manipulate fucking the home life really fucking early, and so it works out pretty good. Similarly, intense emotional control and disrespect for boundaries at home may increase the child's value for emotional expression and the desire to extend respect to others. Although a child observes the parent's behavior, they are often on the receiving end of the same behaviors. When an alternative to the pain and distress caused at home presents itself, the child may choose to focus on more comforting, safe, inducing behaviors. Tell me why I used to indulge myself into going to church, and when I used to get in trouble, I used to get grounded from going to church, and I used to have to stay at home and deal with having to be in trouble. Tell me what kind of bullshit that is.
That's wow.
Yeah, that was my punishment. I wasn't allowed to go to church because then I got out of the house and I was in trouble.
Oh
Yeah.
Hold on, man. I ain't trying to get into no scripture, but you just reminded me of scripture. That's stuff, dude.
Some common issues in narcissistic parenting results from the lack of appropriate, responsible nurturing. This may lead to a child feeling empty, insecure, in loving relationship, developing imaginary fears, mistrusting others, experiencing identity conflicting and suffering, and an inability to develop a distinct existence from that of a parent.
Boom.
You have a comment from Oshi.
One of my nephews acts like his mother and stepdad who screams and yells at him, so the child yells at everyone and hits people. Ugh, that's so gross. Like that sucks.
That's how
dude,
that works out, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Sensitive, guilt-ridden children in the family may learn to meet the parents' needs for gratification and seek love by accommodating and wishing, of the wishes of the parents. The children's normal feelings are ignored, denied, and eventually repressed in attempts to gain the parents' love. Guilt and shame kept the children locked in developmental arrest. Bro, I remember growing up because I was in so much trouble and I had all these problems. Like we lived in like little RV trailers, which is by no means nothing wrong with that. But like I remember these counselors like, oh, well, you have to make her earn these things. And like my son's autistic and like doing a lot of therapies with him, I learned about ABA therapies. And like looking back, I learned like I was put through a lot of ABA therapies, and which is really fucked up. And I refuse to do it with my son. But one of the things I was forced to do was when I got up in the morning, like I would have to sit at the very back of the trailer for like hours all day long. And then like after a couple hours, I got to move to a different section of the trailer. And then I had to sit there for hours. And then eventually I just get to work my way up through the front of the trailer. And by probably like 5-6 o'clock at night, I'd be at the front of the house with the rest of the family, and I get to join the rest of the family. And as long as I was good, I'd get to eat dinner with the family and get to watch TV or whatnot. But then even though I ended the day good, I'd go to bed and I'd have to start the whole day at the back the next day at the back of the house and do it all over again. Yeah, like and I remember like
Someone
go ahead.
Let Someone might want to let Mike know about his phone again.
What is going
He in
on?
trouble now.
Never watched it. You hear it now.
He's in trouble now.
Tell him don't cut the porno on during the live.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And then I remember, like, I had to earn Cheerios growing up, like, to do things. Like, I had to earn Cheerios. Like, I had to do, like, chores. Like, I get doing chores and shit. Absolutely get it. But every chore I did and everything we did, I got Cheerios, a certain amount of Cheerios for them. But then to do anything, to even leave my house or play a video game, play my Super Nintendo or anything, I had to give an X amount of Cheerios to do these things. If I wanted something special to eat, I had to give a certain amount of Cheerios to have this treat to eat and things like that. And then, like, I remember, like, my parents wanted to go somewhere, but I wasn't allowed to stay home alone. And they wanted me to go, but I didn't want to go. But I had to give them my Cheerios because I had to go with them. Because it was one of their friend's house and they had kids and I would be playing with their children and I was grounded. And it was a reward for me to be going to their friend's house to be playing with their children. So I had to give them my Cheerios that I busted my ass off working and doing all these chores for something I didn't even want to do.
That's highway robbery.
Literally.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
We found out your parents were some stick-up kids. You've been extorted. You've been extorted your whole life.
Your whole fucking that's fucked up. But you know, hold on though. Like joking aside, that is kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like parents just extorting their children. Like, because to me, it almost sounds like they're trying to give Cheerios as a way of currency, but that's still fucked up, especially if, like, in that situation, you didn't even want to go, but they still gonna charge you to go. Like, that don't make any sense.
Right.
Were they Honey Nut Cheerios?
Nah, bro, they were just plain
This
Cheerios.
motherfucker had me.
Too. Bro, but all bullshit aside, I remember my brother used to go and, like, he just used to get handfuls of cereal and he'd go put them in my cup for me. Like, when my parents weren't looking, he would just reach in and grab handfuls of Cheerios and stick them in my cup for me. Aww.
Shout out to your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mad props, bruh.
Dude, I remember growing up, my mom's ex-husband screwed my bedroom window shut because I used to sneak out of the house because, like, and he screwed the window shut from the outside so I couldn't yeah, dude, he, like, I used to sneak out because, like, it was just really bad. So he screwed the window shut from the outside and my brother went outside and he unscrewed the window so I could get out of the house.
So stupid. That is absolutely, utterly stupid. Like,
bro, let me tell you how I used to get woken up in the mornings for school. I used to get woken up to a steel-toed boot being thrown at my fucking head every morning.
Oh.
Yeah, and get kicked in my fucking head and get kicked on my bed. Wake the fuck up, getting shit thrown up at me. That's why I don't like being woken up, dude. Ask Michael, you wake me up, I fucking swing, dude. You have to be extremely gentle with me when I wake me up because I fucking swing, dude.
I actually, hold on, no, that's legit. I remember we were all at Tim's trailer when we met up for Gorefest, and
right.
Even in the morning, Mike was, like, very cautious about waking you up, and he was very. I seen it and I was like, hey, you know, he takes care of his lady, he loves his lady. That's, you know, he's just trying to be sweet about it and everything. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay.
Mike lives in a constant state of fear.
He does because of my childhood trauma, bro. I
To be
got
fair-
PTSD. Like,
To
when
be fair,
okay, so I've been hearing voices since when I was fucking 5 years old. When I told my parents I was hearing voices, they told me, yes, all children have imaginary friends.
Oh hell no.
Dead one.
Dead one? Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I was told all kids have imaginary friends. You'll be fine.
man.
Do your imaginary
I did.
friends tell you
I
to
haven't
harm
had
people?
many friends. That's just because I hang out next to my dad all the time when he was smoking.
I'm
So-
sorry, but like I feel like your parents need to get the shillelagh to the knee, bro.
Facts. Facts.
Shillelagh.
And I'm glad you said the shillelagh. I'm thank you for bringing the heritage into this. Literally, like, as a parent, okay, there are times that I will be strict with my kid, but there's never any time where I've ever felt like I should. I don't even know where to begin. Like, anything that has been stated so far, I've never felt like that would ever be a possible route to take with parenting. That don't make any sense to me. That's so fucked up. To anybody that's out there doing that shit, you're a scumbag. Do you hear me? You are a scumbag.
Who are
Hey,
you pointing at? Are you accusing us?
I know. I'm saying anybody that is doing that type of shit.
He was like, "Hello,
that is
world, you're
living like
scumbags."
that. Fucking scumbags. You're a bunch of scumbags if you treat your kids like that, man. Man, that shit.
Bruh, I got spanked one time for getting straight A's because my dad picked up the wrong report card. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
it
I got-
wasn't always bad though. Like, it wasn't
Hold
always
on.
bad. Like, I got bad grades, but like, dude, I am fucking like part retarded. Like, I'm not even like I got like mild retardation and shit. So like, my parents like let me get away with getting bad grades and shit. Like, I did part of like Special Olympics and shit. Like, and so my parents like really like use that shit against like to my advantage. Like, if I did bad in school, like my mom would be like, did you try? And I'm like, yeah. And even if I didn't try, all I had to do was tell her like I tried. And she's like, well, is it the best you could do? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, honey, it's just an F. It's better than a Z. And I'm like, yeah, it's better than a Z. No big deal.
These parents are very passive aggressive.
Very, right? Like, so I mean, it wasn't always bad. Like, but there's times that you should have been like, yeah, no, you could do better. Like, let's do better here.
what's? I have a question. What's some
Hold on,
everyday
hold on.
narcissism? Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
What's an everyday what?
No, I'll ask it in a
No,
second.
go ahead.
All right, okay, cool. Sorry, my bad. An everyday narcissistic trait that people have. Like, I think one would be like the kid's acting off, crazy and stuff. You're super stressed out. And then, he does something because you weren't paying attention because you're trying to do something else. And then he does something and then you turn around and you're like, dude, look what you made happen. Like, look, you know what I mean? Like, that's narcissistic, ain't it?
Yeah.
That definitely
That's
sounds
like that's an example of an everyday trait. And I've done that. I realized that, like, it's us not taking ownership of ourselves. We don't gentle parent ourselves. Then a whooping your own ass doesn't work either. I've tried.
So narcissistic
I can see that.
parenting may also lead to children being either victimized or bullies. Having poor or over infatuated body images, tendencies to use or abuse drugs and alcohols, and acting out in potentially harmful manners for attention. So I can't be the only one here that was raised by narcissistic parents, you guys. Like,
I don't know. I haven't wanted to go that deep into it because I get mad and I just want to flush them down the toilet. Because I have it easy with my parents. I could just flush them and be done with that shit. I'm trying to collect the whole family first. I'm talking shit.
You got Ash Ketchum up in the top corner.
Hey, Bray's gonna be
Oh,
a super young, and he's gonna have like at least 9 or 10 different like cremations living in his house.
Let's talk about short-term and long-term effects. Due to their vulnerability, children are extremely affected by the behavior of narcissistic parents. A narcissistic parent will often abuse a normal parental role of guiding their children and being a primary decision maker in the child's life, becoming overly possessive and controlling. This possessiveness and excessive controlling disempowers the child, and parent sees the child simply as an extension of themselves. This may affect the child's imagination and level of curiosity, and they often develop an exterior style of motivation. This heightens levels of control may be due to the need of a narcissistic parent to maintain the child's dependence on them. Narcissistic parents are quick to anger, putting the child at risk for physical and emotional abuse. To avoid anger and punishment, children of abusive parents often resort to complying with their parents' every demand.
All right, so
Stop looking
you
at me.
remember earlier how I said I used to be in that kind of mindset of a harmful narcissist? Well, no, like dead ass, like and Ashi Jones, I apologize if I butchered that.
Oh, she, my niece.
Thank you. So I had it right this time. Thank you.
Freestyle crew too.
But no, yeah, when fucking it's oh man, I don't even know where to begin. It sucks when you look back and you see yourself doing the shit. When you see yourself treating your kids the way that you're treating them, when you're treating your family, your friends, everyone like that, the way that you're treating them, it sucks because you know deep down it's not the way you should be acting, it's not the way you should be treating people, it's not the way you should be raising your kids, but it happens. There's nothing you can do to stop it, aside from stopping in the moment and taking that moment, and I don't know, this is my take on the whole situation, being that I was there and I am also ADHD. I feel like those two might also go hand in hand, because your brain's running 10,000 miles a second. You're not able to comprehend everything that it is that you're trying to do yourself. So you're quick to lash out. You're quick to try to put your own insecurities onto other people, and you're quick to call out other people's faults, not insecurities, faults, in an attempt to try to distract everyone from your own. And it's bullshit. People like the way that I was. You guys, you're pieces of shit. I was a piece of shit. I'm glad I was able to climb out of the fucking turd pile, but y'all, I pray for each and every one of y'all turds. Mr. Hankey's coming for the rest of y'all. But no, like for real, like it. I want to take this moment right quick while I'm on video to apologize to both my son and my daughter, Wyatt and Danica. I am sorry for the way that I treated y'all in the past. I know I've apologized to you in person, but I want to acknowledge that I fucked up. I treated you like a piece of shit, and I'm sorry. I have been making the steps to go forward from that, so I'm no longer being that way, and they've seen it. Everyone else has seen it, I hope, because I've been busting my ass. But it is an everyday thing. It is an everyday. You have to mentally tell yourself, look, hey, you're going to be better. You're going to be a better person than you were in the past, and it's a battle. We all fight. It's another one that it's another thing that we have to fight.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Good job. Give him a hand
you're
clap
good,
for
bro.
trying. A lot of people don't try. Give him a hand clap for trying.
Good shit, bro. Good shit.
Well, no,
Yes, sir.
well, because because Living Dead Girl, you know the situation. You know, I was, because of my narcissism, because of the way that I was, which would have been called a narcissism. Or narcissist. I'm not gonna blame anything else. I fucked up, did it. But because of the way that I was, I cheated on a very, very fucking great woman who could have been the best thing for me in my life, and now I'm paying the consequences. You know, you reap what you sow. You lie in the bed you make, and you know, would I change anything if I could go back? Hell yeah! You hurt people you love when you're a narcissist, and you don't really notice it. You really don't, because you're so focused again on yourself. You're so focused on getting what you need done, what you want done, what you think is right done. You don't pay attention to what other people are doing, thinking what they could suggest, and it closes a lot of doors. It really does. It closes a lot of doors. In relationships, as well as in like the employment aspect too, because no one wants to work with a narcissist. No one wants.
I
to
know
work
we
with that
haven't even touched the employment basic yet. That's next on the list.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, no one wants to work with that asshole who thinks that they're the shit. Okay, I think I'm the shit, but that's only because I've been working in this goddamn industry since I was 15. I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, and I know what I need to get done. But that being said, you have somebody who comes in there who thinks like that, but then believes their own shit and think that they can't fuck up. I know I fuck up, but I learn and grow. Other people who in that mindset can't. They can't. They physically cannot learn and grow. They're stuck in the mindset of, everything I need to do, everything I need to get done is what needs to get done now. Everybody else just has to wait. Which, it sounds great. Don't get me wrong. It does. It sounds great for someone to fucking, everyone talks about, oh, that's how people fucking, that's how people grow up, millionaires and billionaires and rich and successful. But it's really not. Like the whole cliche of being rich and being lonely is kind of like, that's the reason why, is because they're narcissists. They're lonely because they pushed everyone away, just as I have, just like I try to not do anymore. And to that person that I fucking hurt and stabbed in the heart and the back, I apologize. I am sorry, and I hope you see that I have grown. But
growth
that's
hurts,
my.
bro. You hear what I said?
What'd you say?
Well,
Growth hurts, bro.
growth does hurt.
I can hear some pain in your voice, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit that I've been holding back. It's a lot of shit that I've been biting my tongue on. It's a lot of shit that needed to get said and done, taken care of a long time ago.
I feel like I've been in the narcissism in a lot of situations, but a lot of it was due to drugs. Because before, like, there was a lot of shit that, like, I was empathetic to before, but then when I started doing drugs, bro, it just took me to where I didn't care about anything. Like, the only thing I cared about is what I had on the agenda, because I always felt like I was gonna die tomorrow. Like, in the back of my head was, you're fixing to die, so you got to do something today. So then, like, I would do things that would get me into situations where that were either uncomfortable or unsafe. So I don't know if it was the empathetic side of me or fucking what, but I actually put myself in a situation where I pushed people away that I shouldn't have pushed away, and it probably caused worse consequences on me than anything. That was a question I was going to ask earlier. Can drugs make you narcissistic?
Yes.
Can you develop narcissistic tendencies, and like later on in life, like instead of like, yeah, you grow up and you go through all the abuse or whatever in the grooming of people that you don't realize is grooming for you to be the person that you're going to be, but later on in life, can you have a switch? Like, can you change into a narcissist?
Absolutely. This is something I was telling her I wanted to touch upon, that all addicts are narcissists, because there's no way that when we don't have what we want, we don't go to, oh, poor me. You know what I mean? Oh, poor me. You know what I mean? Oh, well, fucking, I'm sick. I'm feeling horrible. poor me. It ain't these other motherfuckers' fault. It's your motherfucking fault, but you never see it as it being your motherfucking fault.
Oh
You know what I
shit,
mean?
man. I don't know about that because I always knew it was my fucking fault that I was fucking up. That's why when I was in situations that I had all the opportunity in the world to sell dope, I quit selling dope to people because I couldn't put them through the situation I was going through.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
I
I get
don't
that.
know what that makes me. Maybe I'm narcissistic. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Well, like I said, everybody has narcissistic tendencies, good ones, and then like it just depends on if they take it to the extreme or not.
I know about some extremes, but that was all due to psychosis and shit too, though.
Yeah, typically, what I have noticed at least, it's either addicts or it's people dealing with mental illness that tend to lead towards being more of the harmful narcissistic than anybody else.
Well, this says studies have found that children of narcissistic parents have significantly higher rates of depression and lower self esteem rates during adulthood than those who did not perceive their caregivers as narcissists. The parent's lack of empathy towards the child contributes to this, as the child's desire are often denied, their feelings restrained, and overall emotional well beings are ignored. Children of narcissist parents are taught to submit and conform, causing them to lose touch with themselves as individual, can lead a child possessing very few memories of feeling appreciated and loved by the parents and themselves. So meaning that it can cause like a lot of mental illnesses and shit and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Crazy shit.
I hope that my daughter doesn't ever turn out like me. I mean, every time I see her, I try to be as supportive and as loving as I can. But through some of the things that I've been through, like between abandonment issues and like assaults and stuff that we discussed on the last show, like I'm definitely pretty messed up.
So JP was talking about narcissism in the workplace. Dun, dun. Professional workplace narcissism. Where the compulsive of some professional to consistent assert their what the fuck is that word? Whatever.
Yeah.
Even when they are wrong, professional narcissism can lead to otherwise compatible and even exceptional professionalism to fall into narcissistic trap. Most professional work on cultivating a self that exclude authoritative control, knowledge, competence, and respectable. It's a narcissist in us all. We dread appearing stupid or incompetent. Executives are often provided with potential narcissist triggers, inanimate status symbols like company cars, companies issued smartphones, offices with window views, animate flattery attentions from colleagues. Narcissism has been linked to the range of potential leadership problems ranging from poor motivational skills to risky decision making in extreme cases, white collar crime, high profile corporate leaders that place an extreme emphasis on profits may yield positive short term benefits for their organization, but ultimately it drags down individual employees as well as entire companies. General workforce narcissism can create problems in the general workforce. For example, individuals high in narcissism inventories are more likely to engage in counterproductive behaviors that harm organizations or other people in workplace. Aggressive and counterproductive behavior tend to surface when self-esteem is threatened. Individual high in narcissism are frail self-esteem and are easily threatened. One study found that employees who are high on narcissism are more likely to perceive the behaviors of others in the workplace as abusive and threatening an individual who are low on narcissism.
Bro, are you all right down there? Bro, rocking back and forth like you about
Me?
to go into one.
No, I'm
Good.
good. I'm Gucci.
Hey, man.
Gucci.
Hey, we can pray. I got you. I do that too. But anyway,
We don't
I
want
am a
to.
professional narcissist. Most definitely. Most definitely. Because if shit ain't my way when we working, I want to fight somebody right then. No lie. Like I get pissed off. I hurt people's feelings. I got a boss mentality, and sometimes I'm just a motherfucking worker. I will not lie. Sorry for all the cussing. Anybody else like that? Oh,
Yes.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, don't, you ain't gotta put it up on the banner like that. What's up with that? You better put a gold star on that
Hey,
shit too.
can we edit it right quick and throw another S right there at the end
Yeah,
after the H?
Josh's mates.
the plurals.
Yeah, because
Yes, now we're going to gaslighting.
This is the one I had to ask you what it was.
gaslighting. So basically, gaslighting is throwing all blame towards everybody else besides yourself, trying to make everybody else feel like it's their fault. It's that you can't do what you need to get done. It's essentially passing the buck, but to the responsibility. I used to be a gutter for you to answer your goddamn question.
You used to be what?
That's part.
She has the
A
psychological
gaslighter, the type of person.
definition of gaslighting. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
So
then.
psychologists
I wasn't
uses
good
the
enough.
term gaslighting to refer to a specific type of manipulation, where the manipulator is trying to get someone else or a group of people to question their own reality, memory, or perceptions, and it's always a serious problem according to psychologists.
Oh, I'm all the way lit. Like all the way lit. Like, and I'm
Okay,
not the.
Okay, so maybe I wasn't that bad. No, never
I
mind.
didn't.
okay, so
I
listen,
didn't pump the gas on this one though. I'm all the way lit. Well, ooh-wee.
listen. Let's just start with this one, okay? Gaslighting in relationships.
This gaslighting
Perhaps the
so
most
much
common
worse.
use of gaslighting is by one partner in a couple. People in a relationship might insist to the outside world that is loving and intimate, but it is anything but. Indeed, the very use of the form of manipulation rule out of true love and affection. The controlling partner will begin to spark the little gaslighting into exchanges quite early into the relationship. Perhaps the last time you saw them, you agreed to do something on Saturday, but when you bring it up later in the message or on the phone, they backtrack. No, silly, I said Sunday. I'm busy all day Saturday. This seems like a fairly innocent comment, but it's one you won't question too much because you're in smitten stage. Perhaps you misheard or remembered wrong. This sort of thing is in isolation doesn't necessarily mean you are being gaslighted. It might be that you really did misheard or that they misspoke without meaning to. If this type of confusion becomes a regular thing, however, you might start asking why. As things progress, you might notice further inconsistencies that they say just at different points in time. You may suggest going to a Thai restaurant one evening because once said they really like Thai cuisine, only you might get a response, I'm not a huge fan of Thai, but I know a great Mexican place we should try. Are you mistaken? Was it somebody else who said they like Thai food? Or has their story changed between then and now? If you are sure that they expressed liking one thing or only to them have turned around to deny it later, this could be their way of putting you on your back foot and shaming you into thinking you aren't paying attention. As the gaslighting is taking into the next level, the perpetrator will begin to make out that it is you who are backtracking on what you have previously said. Depending on how long you have been an item, they may or may not call you out on it directly. This is one possible conversation might have. Let's see if this conversation sounds like a Christina conversation. I told my what?
Psychological pimping.
What did he say?
He lost something.
I started feeling like kind of attacked there for a second and stuff. Like, but then I guess I don't remember that.
Hey, I gotta turn my mic. I gotta turn my camera off.
Okay. So the story goes, I
right.
told my family that you're coming to our Easter lunch. They're excited to meet you. Them. Didn't we agree that we'd wait a little bit longer before doing a family thing? We spoke about this the other day. You said you were happy to come. Them. I said it'd be nice to get to know your folks, but I also suggested we give it another month. You seem to agree with me, but it's done now. We don't want to disappoint them, so I'll come. Of course, they now seem like they are being accommodating by agreeing to come, but even though they had said yes to it already. Another step that the perpetrator will take is to graduate from reacting to your statement or questioning with lies, just starting conversation with lies about something they or you have said or done. You might hear, you remember you said I could borrow your credit card? Well, I just ordered a new pair of shoes. I'll pay you back soon. This time they fabricated a conversation in which you gave them permission to spend your money. They know it didn't happen. You know it didn't happen. But if you try to confront them, they will spin it further lies and ask you, they asked you when you were busy cooking and you said it was fine or some other believable story. Again, this is designed to make you doubt yourself and allow them to assert control over you and your life, filling in possessions. As you resolve beginning to weaken, and the abuser will rely less and less on subtle deception and switch to more barefaced lies. They will tell you that they did or didn't do something, they did or didn't say something. Maybe you begin running a bath and leave the room to do something else while you wait. When you return, they have jumped in and taken your place. They insist, I came in here a few minutes ago and opened the taps. You must be imagining if you think you did it. Perhaps you heard me do it and got the idea in your head. As ridiculous as it sounds, this works of pure fiction is not beyond the realms of possibility. Each time it happens, your self-belief is diminishing and a little bit more. You reach to the stage where you question everything your mind is telling you. Gaslighting amongst family. Okay, so that was in the relationship one.
Right.
Psychological pimping.
Psychological pimping.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It really is. Because, like a pimp would mess with, you know what I'm saying, having a chick go out there on stroll. Like, that's like fucking with somebody's head to the point that they bend to your will.
We know several people like it.
What?
Actually, hold on. No, there's a good scene. There's a good scene in a movie, a great movie, Hustle and Flow. There was a great scene in that movie. Excuse me. Where there's a conversation held concerning this whole thing. You know, talking about. I think my nosebleed is done. I can turn my camera back on.
What?
Can't pound rails on
they were talking about. You're funny. I don't do coke.
I was just kidding, bro.
I was waiting to see what
I'm sorry, I have no filter.
No. I would rather have. I'm glad there's people like me then. But there's a conversation between the two of them where she said itself. You know, she said herself. She was the character, obviously, but this mindset of that character was, I know you fuck with my head. And sometimes I let you, but from then on it was. But it's just crazy to think that that's mentally what's happening. That's literally what's happening, even in a relationship or whatnot. You're pimping. You're trying to pimp them.
Yep.
You're getting them to believe whatever you want them to believe, so that you can get whatever you want out of them. Yes.
Right.
Yes, I believe that would be considered a form of gaslighting.
You gotta, man. If you've ever been in that situation, you have to know how to work that situation too. Somebody fucking with your head, because
Yeah,
fucking
you gotta know how to play
there's
it
some
right
point
back.
where you realize you're being fucked with, and you're like, okay, now I have to take steps to make this outcome good for me. So I can either leave or I can take advantage. That's how that goes.
Okay, so gaslighting amongst family. In a family dynamic, the most likely direction for gaslighting to take place is from a parent to a child. Unfortunately, okay, you guys, I didn't do this on purpose.
No, that would be
No, I
narcissistic.
didn't. I literally just Googled this stuff. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't look this up on purpose.
Well,
It's
I know
like
you did not prepare either, so I believe it.
unfortunately, children are especially vulnerable to this form of manipulation because the worldview is largely influenced by what the parents say and do. The child is often a focal point for aggressive behavior by one or both parents, and they are told off or punished regardless of whether they were to blame. Imagine a scenario in which parents and children are late leaving the house for school one morning. Through no fault of the child, the parent might insist it was a fault nonetheless. You're going to be late for school now because all of your mucking around this morning. Why can't you just behave yourself and do as you're told? A common theme for many families, perhaps a kids being kids, sometimes the tardiness really will be down to them. But if words such as these were spoken, even when the child has done nothing wrong, that's gaslighting. It teaches a child that they are troublesome and disobedient, even there's no more so than any other child, warping their beliefs and perception of themselves. Children will naturally test the boundaries set by authoritative figures such as parents and teachers. This happens from a very young age and is a vital process in teaching children self-control and accountability. Enforcing reasonable limits is healthy parenting, but some parents are so unwilling to see their rules broken that even the smallest indiscretion is met with a harsh rebuke. You are such a naughty child, and I really don't like what are we going to do with you? This sort of statement only serves to reinforce the child's belief that they are not good enough. It only hints of serious consequences should this behavior continue, creating fear in the child that stifles their desire to explore and discover who they are. They're only labeled and they believe this label to be true. Gaslighting can not only make someone question their events in their life, it can sow a seed of doubt about the very feelings they experience. This is very true in children who are still coming to terms with their emotions and what they mean. Imagine a situation where the beloved family dog passes away and the child is distraught with tears, fearing fully. The parent might uh, flip apparently toss a child's feeling aside by saying, I don't know why you're crying so much. You never really loved the dog. You're just acting and forcing some crocodile tears to get attention. You should be ashamed of yourself when I'm the one who's really sad here. In one fell swoop, the parent has totally invalidated the child's sadness and even suggested they should feel shame for missing the dog. They have also informed the child that it is they, the parent, who is really suffering, regardless whether or not they actually are. The message is clear: my feelings matters, yours do not. As a child grows into a young adult, a young adult, then an adult, the form's gaslighting change somewhat. The child may have developed some awareness that things are not normal and that one or both parents is manipulating events in their own benefit. The parent has to adapt. One way they might do by relying less on complete denial of what has been said or done, but insisting that things have been taken out of context or misunderstood. Phrases such as these come out of the woodwork. That's not what I meant at all. You haven't understood what I was saying, or you're making up your own story to fit what I said when it couldn't be further from the truth. Essentially, this type of remark does is cast doubt in the child's mind but how they interpret the parent's words. Similar phrases can be used when the action of the bones uh, of constitute. Friends and romantic partners may come and go, and a child grow up, but their importance remains throughout. The parents understand this, but rather than celebrate these meaningful connections, they will attempt to undermine them. Gaslighting is one of the ways they will seek and do this. They wish to convince their child that their friends and partners don't actually like them. To do this, they may spout words such as, your friends don't really like you, right? They're only using you because of your car. Patrick is going to leave you soon. You mark my words. He doesn't love you and is only waiting for someone better to come along. Debbie told me that she's and your other classmates only invited you to parties because they feel sorry for you. Why do you let Michael treat you so badly? Can't you see he's taking advantage of you? Upon hearing these phrases and others like them, a child may begin to question whether these things are true, even if they know the parent is a manipulative liar. It can be hard not to let the comments get to them, just as with all gaslighting, it plants seeds of doubt and sometimes it will grow and destroy relationships that is important to the child. We discussed above how memories can be used as a means to confuse someone in a romantic relationship, as the same happens with the parent-child setting too. Only this time there are many years during which memories can might be as well to preserve because they were young at the time. A parent may take advantage of this by effectively retelling an event and insisting that the facts were different than what the child thinks they were. An example might be a situation where a sibling once got in trouble at school for fighting. The parent might turn it around to be like, "You caused me no end of a headache when you were younger, like the time I was called to the school because you were caught fighting. I was so embarrassed."
You gotta re-invite Pops.
Where's he at?
He got kicked out.
Well, he's not on here yet, so I can't bring him back.
Y'all have a question at the bottom.
Oh no, yeah, that would definitely be gaslighting for sure.
Yes. Yes, it would be
100%.
answered that.
All I got to say
I
about
thought
what you just said, Mike Pryor need a new linky link. All I got to say about that is thank God for Jesus because people get theirs, bro.
karma
Anybody-
is a real thing.
It's not letting me
Oh,
send
bro,
you in the
that bitch drills so hard, and it's been drilling so hard for me lately. No lie, like,
Yo,
woo.
hold on. I need to call out the irony that you said thank Jesus, and then as you're sitting up, there's a cross right behind you as you were, yeah, that was
Jesus.
fucking awesome.
Look,
Where he goes, there's a cross.
look, invite,
Hmm.
messenger.
But it's
It's not letting me send it out.
That's just crazy. Like I've always imagined there'd be parents like that, but I guess I just never imagined it being real.
Oh no,
You know
there's
what I mean?
parents
Like
like
to that
that.
extent. No, like to that extreme is what I mean.
Bro, I still get blamed. I ain't gonna call out which either side. I mean, if you know me, it's obvious. But I still get blamed for the situation that my parent is in, and the situation that caused everything happened when I was 13.
Yeah, it's kind of whack. That's kind of fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And my answer to the situation is if you were the parent, it was your decision. What was I supposed to do? Like, you could have said no, but
Oshi says, so
Hold
is it
on,
wrong
hold on.
when he tries to talk to me that I don't respond to him? Personally, no. I think that it's personally up to you. If you don't want to respond to him, then don't. Like that's on him. Like
Question.
if you, especially if you've tried to have a relationship and he didn't have one with you in the beginning and he blames it all on you. Like I wouldn't. I tried reaching out to my father
Question.
and what?
people change.
Remember
that.
Is
Right, but
Oshi
she may not be
still
ready
a
to
young
have that
adult or a full
relationship
adult?
and she's entitled to be mad.
I wasn't talking 15 minutes from now. I'm just saying, just always keep that in mind. Because in the end, without that closure, you might have something missing in your life.
What was your question?
That is definitely what I was going to ask. Is Oshi like still teen, young adult, full adult? Like what? Like because
Young
if you're a
adult.
full ass
She's
adult,
in her early 20s. Early 20s.
well, even still, you're a full adult. Like you're still a full adult. Like Do your thing. Do what you feel is best for you. As narcissistic as that sounds, God damn it, to keep pressing buttons. Quit pressing buttons, fat fingers.
That's
Anyway.
where the healthy
But yeah.
Let me find out your hands built like a well-hung lesbian.
Yeah, that's where the healthy narcissism comes in, and it's okay to be selfish sometimes.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
You need to speak up and get in the thing. Otherwise, you can't. You don't need to even be sitting here. Like,
I'm
speak.
sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. We was just.
She's just back here whispering, and I have to repeat everything she's saying. She could talk louder.
I mean, to be fair, you could. How high do you have the gain on that Blue Yeti?
Loud enough that she can talk loud enough for it to hear.
I'm just talking shit.
She got that
Because
little
if I
baby
turn it up
voice.
too loud, I'm going to be overpowering.
I mean, no, I fully understand. I have that same fucking thing. I'm about to turn this motherfucker up, and y'all about to hear crispy how I speak. There you go.
It sounds like me when I'm recording.
Right. We'll see here. I gotta keep that motherfucker
I need a
down,
pop
too
filter
loud.
and a volume limiter.
Talk louder.
No, hey, 100%. Hey,
No, you're
100%.
not.
You need to pick up a chaotic eyeball.
Bro, I built one out of a foam football one time. Same thing. Cost me $17 total.
Yeah, but how small is your microphone? Holy shit. Anyway.
Go ahead. Back to the message at hand.
Who wants to talk about gaslighting at work?
You talking about when you do the job your boss asked you? You talking about when you do the job your boss asked you to do, and then he goes over there and he's all like, "Nah, that's not what I told you to do," and it's exactly what he told you to do, and he's like, "Take it off and do it again."
That's definitely gaslighting. That is definitely gaslighting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says why you've been wasting your time on that when I told you to do X instead.
Right, exactly that.
Why can't you just say thank you?
Somebody says, I heard the boss wasn't happy with the report you sent him. Somebody's in trouble.
Somebody's getting thrown through a window at lunchtime. Shit.
14 personal signs of gaslighting, guys.
Yay.
Is it weird that I have a
Some
green
of the
light behind me when you talk about
examples
gaslighting?
above sound somewhat familiar. If they do, there's some chance that your mental health has suffered as a result of mind manipulation. If you think you are a victim of gaslighting, here are some signs to look out for within yourself that you can confirm this. You focus on your character flaws. One of the main aims of the gaslighter is to make you think less of yourself, to twist your views of yourself and make it more negative. So you may find that your thoughts are often turned inward as you obsess about your negative personality traits. 2, your self-esteem is at rock bottom. 3, you second guess yourself all the time. 4, you often feel confused. 5, you find it hard to make decisions. 6, you apologize a lot. 7, you feel like a disappointment. 8, you feel disconnected from the person you once were. 9, you feel you make excuses for the gaslighter's behavior. 10, you lie to yourself and others to avoid confrontation. 11, you wonder why you're too sensitive. 12, you tense up around the gaslighter. 13, you sense something is wrong but can't put your finger on it. 14, you can't see a way out. 15, tell me why I feel called the fuck out.
Dude,
You feel what?
Called the fuck out.
Hey, man.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna keep
no.
eating my cookie.
He says I'm going to eat my cookie.
Is that bitch chocolate chip?
Feeling.
I know mom's
Triple
constantly
chocolate
on my ass, but I'm
Oh, boy. Yeah, I want you to break this one off. Go ahead. You feel so triggered. You feel attacked. You have the main stage.
Who?
You.
Oh, that's because I know I've been around a bunch of gaslighting, fucking narcissistic fucking people. Like, that whole list was all me. Like, that's all me. Like, that's me. I need to work on myself. I need to get on the phone with my counselor tomorrow and, like, get back into services.
Damn. Y'all should literally hear the song I just recorded yesterday. It sounds like a victim of gaslighting, no lie.
So, that pretty much wraps up the show tonight. You guys like it? We're still live right now, though.
I feel like there's so many points that you could still mention on here.
Let's
But,
go
yeah.
then. Keep going.
Nah,
We can skip
it's
through.
good.
Yeah.
What are you talking about next week?
Oh, we're not going next week because it's
Or
Easter.
next time?
2 weeks. What's our next topic? We still going to continue with the domestic violence topic? JP?
Sorry.
2 weeks. What's our next topic? We did physical domestic violence. This week was gaslighting and narcissism. What's going to be our topic in 2 weeks?
Well, what do we have as far as like another?
I can't hear you.
What? Huh? What? Hold on. Here we go. Can you hear me now?
I was talking to her. She keeps mumbling.
Good stuff, but not very loud.
Oh, my bad. I turned the gain all the way up just to make sure.
What did you say?
No, what's another?
You can hit the controlling side of it.
There we go.
Controlling side of domestic violence. What constitutes BDSM?
Oh.
I
You
mean,
know,
to be
include,
fair,
like-
hold on. That is kind of a valid point.
I just want to throw out here before we stuff. This is Guns and Subs production. Memory of Tim Williams.
You know what we should do for next time?
What?
Like dead ass. What we should do for next time, and it's gonna sound like I'm joking, but I mean it sincerely. We should get a hold of somebody who's legitimately in the community of the BDSM and mentally pick their brain and find out what it is that puts them into that kind of kink.
You talking about like
You guys are
subs,
talking to me
doms?
about this shit. You guys are talking to me about
I'm
this
not
shit.
joking. I'm not. No, I'm not. But why not? But why not? It's a human.
Bro, you're
It's a
scaring
human
me.
part.
Gonzo's gonna show up in a
welcome.
gimp mask with nipple chains on.
I wasn't until you gave me the idea, but
You're welcome.
Did you ever send Brayden a
Hey,
link
what's
to
up,
this
bro?
link?
but no,
No, actually.
but no.
What's up, guys?
I'm being dead ass. Oh god damn it!
He's been waiting for this
I'm
link
sorry.
for the
I'm
last
sorry,
2
bro.
hours. We'll send it to him,
But-
and then he can watch.
All right.
And you
So
can
what is
apologize
another kind of personality trait that would be kind of hand in hand with the controlling, manipulative kind of personality? That was weird. I started hearing.
I don't know. I
myself
kind of
go,
want.
"Oh, shit."
I don't know. I wanted to go with like the whole. I want to kind of stick to the whole domestic violence theme, though.
Right, but I'm saying that's like, what's another type of personality that would go along with it? Like that should be what we figure out for next week. Like you want to talk about homework? I feel like that should be our homework. We should all figure out another personality trait, each one of us. Gonzo.
He's not in the room.
He's
Oh,
on
well.
You hear him laughing in the background? but I mean it though. Like, I feel that's what we should do. We should all go pick out another
type of personality trait. Like this time we picked up, kind of like the narcissism and gaslighting, and I feel those two kind of go hand in hand. But
she said you could do control because you wanted to do control, so you could do your homework on
there you
control.
go.
So now you have
There
to
you
do
go.
control homework on it, and you actually have to talk on it loud enough for people to hear from you. This is your one free show sitting here not talking.
Calling her out so hard right now.
Yeah, I am because
Yeah,
like
to
she's
be-
supposed to be my sidekick, and she hasn't helped at all. Like she's
You
sat
can do
here
it. We
looking
believe
at
in you.
herself, playing with her hair the entire
No,
time.
I brought up that psychologist definition
you?
of gaslighting. I don't know. I just have a hard time speaking on camera. It makes me really nervous.
It shouldn't, because you will randomly yell happy birthday to people.
Yes, but it's not on camera.
Okay, well
How do you
then next
know?
time you can sit over
How do you
here
know
and
it's
not
not
be
on camera?
You're getting all squirrely now. You're just like
Yeah,
squirrel.
I have to get used to the
Yeah, because you were supposed to like be my sidekick and help me on camera, and like you dropped the ball on this one today.
Well, no,
I did, yeah.
You're running through your blood.
well, so now we know what to do for next week. Or not next week, but next time.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks or so. Yeah.
Everyone's
What the fuck is that? Sorry.
You sound like Tweeter off Varsity Blues just now.
What is Varsity Blues?
Bro, talk about control. You
What'd you
guys want to
say?
hear about some super controlling shit? My ex was super controlling. And we'll touch base on it way more in 2 weeks. But let me just tell you, like, I used to have to go to the store and, well, obviously we all go to the store, but when I had to buy things and I would have to come back with the receipt down to the penny of like, okay, so say he gave me $10 and it was only like $2.73. Like I had to bring back the exact change down to the penny, and if I didn't, I'd get my ass whooped with the receipt to prove what was in it.
Yeah, that dude can suck a bag of dicks.
That's fucked.
Like, and he even went to the extreme of pulling out X amount of food and X amount of diapers and what he thought the kids and us would need for the day while he was at work. And that's all that he would leave out for the day for us. And he would lock the cabinets and the refrigerator and lock the house up. And we weren't allowed to leave the house.
You need to talk about grooming next episode for sure.
Talk about what?
Grooming. Did you hear me?
Why?
Because that's definitely a part of domestic abuse too.
Grooming?
Yeah.
Yeah, grooming them to how you want them to be.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't put it in rich dummy terms. I apologize.
No, you're right. It's your fault.
I know it is. It always is my fault, bro. Everything's my fault. I take the blame. It's all right. I'll be the scapegoat.
Be the lightning rod of hate.
Nah, the hammer of hate is a difference.
But I remember growing up, and my stepdad used to put a padlock on the outside of our RV trailer so we couldn't get outside of the trailer when he was at work too. So like the fact that my ex used to lock shit up and shit, that wasn't out of the normal for me because my stepdad used to do shit like that. My mom's ex-husband.
Oh, okay. He's an ex. I was thinking, whoa. Hey, man, that's horrible. I don't mean to laugh because I laugh when I'm in awkward situations. That just made me feel awkward as fuck. That's fucked. I'm sorry. You had to go through that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so like it wasn't really out of the ordinary for me. Like when he did shit like this, I'm like, okay, well, my mom's husband did this shit too. So,
Ooh, that brings up horrible memories. What you just said. Oh my god.
Yeah. I watched the non moment happen. I literally watched that happen like across your face.
I want to hurt somebody really bad right now. When I was young, bro, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. Like, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but this dude, he was a couple years older than me. I was over chilling at his house, and he like threw something, and it landed in a dog cage. And he's like, "You get that?" So fucking my dumb ass was like, "Yeah, I'll get it." And I went to grab it, and he slammed the door on me, and then took a knife and like tried to stab inside the cage while I was inside there. Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Yeah, I want to hurt somebody so bad right now, like bad. Sorry, I shared that. But anyway,
That's crazy.
Why are you apologizing for sharing? Thank you for sharing with the group.
Yes, very much. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share.
yeah, it's all right.
For real. Damn,
Josh, do you want to be a permanent member of our panel? Do you want to be a part of our
I would.
team?
I'm
I'd like
down.
that.
As long as I can crack fucking, as long as I can crack jokes and tell about all the bad shit that's happened in my life, I'm down.
Absolutely. Like,
Lord knows I don't have no
think we're
friends where I
all
live,
kinda-
so
I think we're all kind of unanimous. Like, I would be okay with you being.
I hate
like,
Oklahoma. I hate it.
Hey, listen to me. I voted against it.
He doesn't have a say. This is my show and my things.
Tell him he can smooch a goober.
So my son's watching.
Hold on, I want to see. I want to see what this. Tell him he can smooch it. Hey, they actually got they actually got your subtitle right. I didn't think they were actually going to get it right on the chat.
So I'm sorry, my son just now tuned in. Michael forgot to send him the link.
I was trying to busy with Braylon and stuff. My apologies. That's my other son.
Good job.
Say hi to my other son.
Good job.
We're gonna be doing this again in 2 more weeks.
Josh, that's your other brother.
Josh, that's your other brother, Braden.
What's up, adoptive bro?
I feel like Jesus because I didn't sleep with none of their mothers and I got all these kids.
You did sleep with Braden's mother.
You're our foster parent.
You're the mother through Christ.
He's the what?
She's the mother through Christ.
The mother through Christ.
Yeah.
Josh. Well, they're both Josh, but Josh, brother Josh, raise your hand so he knows which one his brother is.
This is the one that don't look
That
like
guy.
Wolverine.
That guy.
The ugly one.
They're both
Wait,
ugly.
the one that always looks like Wolverine.
Hey, bro. Dang, bro. Hey, bro.
Hold on,
That's
let me.
messed up. That's messed up. Now he's thinking
mean-
about himself. He's going back into his narcissistic behavior. You triggered him.
I might have to go back. I might have to go shave this and go back to the fucking mutton chops, man.
Do it, Wolverine. Do it.
Wolverine.
If you do
I
mutton,
like
you
the beard. I've been
gotta.
working.
If you do mutton chops, you gotta
Braden,
show up
you're
in a
gonna have to go
biker vest
back and
next
watch
time,
the
bro.
rest of the show. I called everybody out.
What'd you say?
I told my son he's gonna have to go back and watch the beginning of the show because we called everybody out.
Okay.
This was a fun show tonight. I like having topics on this show, you guys.
I float time.
How many shows have you done?
Probably like 30, 40
Of the letters to
of the Living
I was
Dead
just
show.
gonna say
Like
between
around
30 to 50.
20, 30.
Is it always
About-
about abuse and stuff
No.
like that?
No,
It's always about mental health.
it's a
and then
mental
all
health
sorts of
show
other
though.
topics.
So
When's the last time you did a show on schizophrenia?
probably about 6 months ago.
It used to be.
I was gonna say, right.
It used to be a huge topic for us though, because both Josh and I suffer from schizophrenia.
Hey, me 3.
See,
Why you gotta
our
put my
panel
name
just
on
got
that?
really big, dude. We each got 3 personalities.
Well, between how many personalities do you have? I've been diagnosed with 7 different personalities.
I've only been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and then they gave me medicine that made me want to kill myself. So, I don't know exactly how many. I do know that there's a few crazy ones. Like, if you ask the people that I used to record with, or be around when I was recording. Like, there's definitely one named Craig who thinks he's Jesus's brother and he wants to destroy the entire world. But
Maybe your friend will get along with JP's friend.
oh
Hell
yeah,
no.
Craig's a fucking ass.
Don't stop. Don't say his name. Do stop saying his name.
Oh yes.
I don't have enough
We've
weed.
already said
I
it
don't have
twice,
enough
so
weed
say
to
it
cover
again.
that shit. Don't be saying his name more than fucking like once or twice, man. That shit. No, I've
he's
been
like Beetlejuice.
no.
Not Beetlejuice.
Something like that. It's not quite like you call him up 3 times or 5 times or whatever the case, but it's more or less he grows in power the more attention he gets.
I'm sorry. My son says he has borderline personality disorder. I believe it is genetic.
That borderline personality disorder is where you can't decide who you are. Or you have like an adaptive personality, right? Like you can kind of blend wherever, or is that different?
Borderline personality disorder is. Sorry.
Hold on, let me see. Borderline personality disorder.
Well, I was going to say, I believe borderline personality disorder is right before you actually split into having ID, which is, or is it IDD or, no, it's DID, dissociative identity disorder. There it is. I could be mistaken, but
That sounds very close to
A personality disorder characterized by severe mood swings, impulse behavior, and difficult forming stable personal relationships.
I'm pretty sure BPD is also the one where you take on other people's personalities and they're like, oh, like I've known you. I feel like I've known you forever. It's because like they mirror you.
so yeah, you were kind of right.
With borderline personality disorder, you will have an intense fear of abandonment or instability, and you may have a difficulty tolerating being alone. Yet, inappropriate anger, impulsiveness, and frequent mood swings may push others away, even though you want to have loving and lasting relationships. Welcome to my life, child of mine.
I feel like I haven't been diagnosed with that, but I kind of feel like I definitely have some of that going on sometimes.
Examples of borderline personality disorder: distorted or unstable self-images or sense of self, impulse or often dangerous self-behavior such as speeding sprees, unsafe sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, and binge eating. How can you tell?
I feel called out. I feel called out right now.
How can you tell if someone has borderline personality disorder? Fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, unclear or shifting self-images, impulse self-destructive behavior, self-harm, extreme mood swings, chronic feelings of emptiness, explosive behaviors.
Whoa.
Anybody else feel called out?
Oh, I've got stories. You should do a show on that one. Like
Causes of borderline personality disorder include abuse and trauma. People who have been sexually, emotional, physically abused have higher risk of borderline personality disorder. Neglect, mistreated, or separation from parents who raise risk. Genetic borderline personality runs in families.
Who's it? Call me out, please.
what? He wants to be in the show.
I'm calling everybody out tonight. Why are you playing?
Make sure you put a vest on your emotions before you come to this show. I don't know, man. The schizophrenia topic. The next time that you have a show like that, I'm definitely wanting on that one because I need insight.
Yes. What is it?
You all right, bro?
Who?
Oh boy, at the bottom. Josh. Name twin. What? You good?
Dude, he just scared me.
For real.
You did some weird shit, bro. Don't do that shit.
I
I'm
think
about to reach to the phone and slap the shit out of you.
I think he opened the door.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. Don't fucking let that demon fuck come out right now.
What? I'm cool. I'm good.
No, not you.
Voice changed and everything.
Good.
Do I need to send the angel over there for you, bro?
Yes.
I'm Gucci. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I swear, I'm good.
Man, too late. Help is on the way.
I'm good.
What is she? What are you doing?
Help is on the way. Are we done with the show, you guys? Are we good for the night? Michael, come in this shit out. My vape's leaking. La 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 la. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
activate.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy, don't end it yet. We're activating. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
That's what he needs right there. He needs laughter. He
Holy
needs laughter,
Spirit,
bro.
activate.
He needs it,
Holy
bro.
Spirit, activate.
I
Holy
said
Spirit,
I said I'm
activate.
Gucci, man.
Holy Spirit,
Gucci. I
activate.
swear I'm Gucci.
Holy Spirit, activate.
I just gotta take my medicine. I'll be good.
Good night.
I gotta take my
I
medicine.
love you, baby girl. Good night.
Good night, Ted.
Oh, I gotta do Control O. Yes, re-ending broadcast. Thank you all for joining us.